pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Happy Monday, and I'm excited. I know you guys are excited, and why am I excited? Because, basketball season, NBA season has started. So I'm excited about that, and right now I'm getting all of our YouTube stuff up right now. Getting that all set up so we can do our YouTube stuff. So remember, if you want to come and talk or do anything like this, go to search YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour. Go to YouTube, search the Unpopular Hour, Matt Clark. Like, subscribe, hit notifications, and by all means, if you do that, you can comment on whatever we're saying. I can see you right here on the screen and do all that. And we were gone last week trying to get everything set up, redoing all my graphics for basketball because I'm trying to get basketball season for season 3 for the NBA and for Thunder all set up. So I had to redo all my graphics and reset up every little things. And hopefully you guys will notice the difference in the backgrounds. And of course, like, subscribe, and hit notifications for After the Storm, our OKC Thunder post-game analysis show. So go ahead and do that. And remember, you go to YouTube or Facebook. And then, of course, www.mcsportsnetwork.com. That's www.mcsportsnetwork.com. If you want to get that all set up, please, by all means, you can do that and get everything set up there as well to come online and do that. So hopefully you guys will want to do that and get all set up because we're excited about what's going to happen this coming year. I don't know why the hell that's not working. That's weird. I don't know. I just did that and it didn't work. I was setting up all my YouTube stuff for our guys, and oh well. I know I did that already. I don't know what the problem, but I'm not going to screw with it right now. So if it's out, it's out. I'm not going to mess with it because I know I did it. There it is. I don't know what happened. I know that I already did that for these guys. But anyway, they can click on, if they want to come on, or Drew and Nathan, they know how to get on and get all that stuff. But anyway, like I said, we can do all that. And, oh, man, I tell you what, the NBA season is here finally. The preseason started this weekend, and we got all that to talk about. But I'm going to go ahead and start with football since college football, NBA, NFL football, we're in full stream. And then the second part of the show, we're going to talk about the NBA and the NBA and Thunder and all that because we have a big, huge game tonight. So we're going to do all that second part of the show today. So anyway, I'm excited about that and just pumped up. But anyway, in college football this weekend, there were some crazy games. I'm just going to kind of give you, I'm going to give you the college scores of what I had. Then, of course, the rankings have changed up. And I'm not going to give you all the scores because pretty much everybody lost. And then here are some of the scores that we did. Of course, A&M beat Missouri, which I thought Missouri was going to give them a better fight. Missouri was the higher-ranked team, and A&M went in. Missouri came into came to Texas A&M, and they just the 12th man just did its work, and Texas A&M just beat the brakes off of Missouri. It wasn't really even close. I thought it would be, but it wasn't even close. Then, of course, Alabama losing to Vanderbilt, which was the first time Vanderbilt has ever beat a top 20 or top number one team. But most of all, it's the first time Vanderbilt has beaten Alabama since 1984. 1984 is the first time they beat them. I mean, think about that. That's a long-ass time to be getting your butt whooped. That's a long time. Since 84, was that 94, 2004, 2004? That's 40 years. They hadn't beaten them in 40 years. and they scored 40 points on Bama, which I don't know how the hell they did it, but they did, and they made it work. And whatever happens, happens. And they got their butts whooped. So congratulations to Vandy taking care of business. Arkansas, of course, beat Tennessee, which I didn't see that happening. But Tennessee, how the hell they only scored 14 points? But I talked to somebody about that before last week. I was like, man, that's going to be a tough game for Arkansas to get a W in. I thought, but they handled their business, and of course, USC loses to Minnesota. How the hell did that happen? I don't know. I I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I really don't. And then when I looked at the Big 12, I mean, not a lot changed in the Big 12 either because, I mean, when you look at the standings and what was going on in the Big 12, not a lot. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze right there. The Big 12 didn't have a lot happen in the Big 12 either. You look at the scores in the Big 12. I mean, Houston beat TCU, and it was like, who the hell is he? We were watching that game Saturday. We're like, what the hell is going on? Houston just, I mean, they don't even look like the same team that they've been playing all year long. And then, of course, Oklahoma State, once again, you got one of the best running backs in the country. You don't use him. I don't get it. Baylor lost to Iowa State. UCF, of course, Florida took care of business in that. And then Kansas lost to Arizona State. And then Texas Tech beat Arizona. And I'll tell you this. I look at these teams and I'm just going, Iowa State is just playing well. They got themselves a quarterback. They have a hell of a coach. And Ames is a hard place to get to. It's a hard place to win. It's one of the few places I never won at when I was playing. Never won at Iowa State. Never won at Nebraska. And, which is crazy. Never won at either one of those schools. But I won at Kansas State. I won at KU. It's just crazy. I never won at Nebraska. Never won at Iowa State. Never won at either one of those schools, which is insane to me. How the hell I didn't lose? I didn't win one game there. But anyway, 0-4, 0-8 only against those two teams. Whatever. Hard to get to. So, and then when you look at the Big 12 standings, here are the standings as of this week. Texas Tech 3-0, 5-1 overall. BYU 2-0, 5-0 overall. Of course, BYU had a bye. Iowa State 2-0, 5-0 overall. Colorado 2-0, 4-1, which we didn't see that one coming. And then, of course, this week we'll go over all the different scores and all that stuff and how that's set up. West Virginia 3-2. Arizona State 1-1, 4-1 overall. Kansas State 1-1, 4-1 overall. Remember, BYU came and took care of business against them. Utah 1-1, 4-1 overall. Then Arizona 3-1, UCF 3-1. It's only been 3 games played, and then of course down at the bottom, the 3 schools, especially the one that's the most glaring, is Oklahoma State at 0-3. 0-3. 3-3. Overall, 0-3. It's just since they beat Arkansas, they have not been the same team. They just haven't. They haven't been the same team, and that's when you look at it. That's the reason why it is what it is, and it's just crazy. I not a fan of the coach, but whatever it is, what it is, and Oklahoma State just didn't take care of business. They just haven't. I mean, they just haven't. And they've had 2 stinkers at home, and, it's just, somehow or another they're going to have to turn it around. I don't know how that's going to happen, but somehow or another they're going to have to make a change of some way, somehow to make things different. It's just, I just don't understand it. I really don't. But they're going to have to do something because, everybody's like, well, why don't you go to the game? Well, guys, I work on Saturdays, so I can't go to games on Saturdays. I can't work. I'm off. When I'm off, I can go, and I'm off in time to go to the game. But, the whole thing to me about football is tailgating. I prefer the tailgating more than I do the damn games. There's times that I go tailgate, I don't even go to the game because I'm sitting there with my friends. I got food, I got alcohol, I got the bathroom right there. The TV, I can watch it on TV. I mean, it's great being in the stands sometimes. But, I'm a basketball player, not a football player. So if I don't go to the game, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get mad. It's not going to hurt my feelings, whatever. I'm like, okay, I missed the game. Okay, it'll be all right. So anyway, Oklahoma State's got some work cut out, and we'll have the whole schedule set up for tomorrow and Wednesday, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about what they need to do the rest of the week. Now, in NFL scores, I can tell you this. I missed the Jets game yesterday morning because I had to work, and the Vikings took care of business, which I figured the Vikings would beat the Jets. I thought it would be a closer game. I'm not going to say that. I thought the Jets would be making it a closer game, but the Vikings just took care of business. And Aaron Rodgers, his arrogance is just—he's just. I mean, his arrogance is just overwhelming. I mean, he lost in the game, and Ned Hackett, that's Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator. That's who he wanted. His guy Alan Lazard, who he wanted, the wide receiver, drop passes. I mean, the guys that he wanted, everybody that he made the Jets get him, have not produced. That's a fact. Everything that the Jets did for him, they wanted to do for him to get him, they have not produced. So therefore, you have to deal with what you're dealing with Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, but you know what? That's their choice. That's what happened. And then, of course, the Panthers and the Bears. The Bears took care of business 36-10. Caleb is slowly coming in his own. He's after those first few quarters, his last 10 quarters have been overwhelming in what he's been able to do. And this is my thing with the Panthers. They were getting beat. And your offensive coordinator says, "Well, we took our quarterback out the game, the red pistol or whatever they call him, and put him in the game for one simple reason. They put him in the game. We're talking about, oh my God, Bryce Young, because they wanted to make sure that their main quarterback did not get hurt." I'm just like, are you serious right now? I just I don't I when I saw that I just kind of laughed because I'm thinking that you don't want to you don't want to mess up your starting quarterback. You don't want to have him get hurt. The offensive line was banged up, and you put in Bryce, and Bryce made it work. And I just kind of like, man, so y'all are done with Bryce Young. That's what you're saying. You've given up on Bryce Young. But again, that's why you're the Panther organization. That's why y'all are who you are, because of the statements your offensive coordinator made. And I mean, to me, that's unacceptable. It's not cool the way that they did what they did, but it is what it is. And it's just unfortunate that they would rather put Bryce Young out there. Now, Bryce Young is way more mobile, and I get that. But it's just frustrating to me that you would do that. That you would say it. Not that you would do it, because coming out and saying that is a whole different issue. But, that's why the Panthers are the Panthers. And now any thought process of me liking them has gone out the window because of that statement right there. You draft a guy number one overall. You don't give him anything to work with. And then you bring in a guy who's a veteran, who's been ever, but he's not been able to play ever since he was in Cincinnati. His deal is done. He's a good little backup quarterback. He can make little moves here and there, 4 and 5, 6 games or whatever. But he's not a franchise quarterback, and you don't want to hurt him. And you take him out of the game and you put in the guy that's drafted number one overall. Wow. I hope y'all get the brakes beat off y'all the rest of the year. That's just I don't know who I hate, who I dislike more, them, the Red Sox, or the Utah Jazz. I think I dislike them all the same, equally as bad. Then, of course, the Commanders took care of the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is done. Mentally, he is, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. He is just not washed. That's not a good word to use as washed up. But to me, he has zero confidence in himself. And he's just averaging, 4 yards a throw or something stupid like that. 30 passer rating of 30 or something. It's just a guy to go from where he was, one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league, to where he is now. I mean, it's just. But I mean, I thought somebody made it interesting. Who was it? I forget this morning. I was listening to it, and they were talking about what Kobe went through. And you go through what Kobe went through, and you go through what he's going through, and you're just like, okay, they're not the same. Kobe's was worse because he was going to go to prison. This is a civil trial. He's losing money. And Kobe could go to prison. But yet Kobe was balling, and Kobe should have won the MVP. But once again, the writers wanted to be pissed off because he had a rape charge against him, which is ridiculous compared to what he was doing on the court, and they held it against him and gave Steve Nash the MVP, which is a joke. It was a freaking joke. or the players gave it to Kobe because Kobe that year was unbelievable. But once again, writers putting in their own personal deal. And to me, you're an MVP writer. Your job is to judge what somebody does on the field of play. Your job is not to judge someone what they do off. Your job is to judge what they do on the field of play. And it's pathetic. And I'm sorry, but the Browns dug themselves the grave that they dug themselves, giving them a fully guaranteed contract. The way that they did it, they're just, what do they have? If they cut him before June 1st, it's what, 170 million. If they cut him after, it's like 80 million goes against the cap or 90, something ridiculous, so they're stuck. Then you look at the Dolphins and the Patriots, and the Dolphins, they're doing what they're doing is fantastic. But they have no quarterback, and they didn't draft a quarterback, and they did not add a quarterback, just in case Tua got hurt, which he played all of last year, but he has concussion issues. And you just, because he didn't have one last year, you just said, okay, well, he's not going to get hurt this year. That's not what happened. Not what happened. So that was frustrating. Colts and Jaguars. Congratulations, Jaguars. You got off the skid. Finally got a W, first win in 10 games, 11 games. So congratulations to them beating the Colts. Great job. So congratulations. And I like the coach. I like Trevor Lawrence, and I like Peterson as their coach. But I'm just glad they got off the schneid. And then, of course, the Texans, once again, doing what they're doing. Josh Allen, I'm sorry. I know for those of you who watched the game, you know what I'm saying. After the concussion, you put him back in the game. What the hell? He passed. There's no way. He didn't complete a pass after he got a concussion. He was 9 for 30. I mean, really? I mean, I know, and like I said, I mean, I'm guilty of this, and any athlete, myself, the commander, anybody who's played, if you're any good, you did not want to come out of the game. 100%. And back in the day, they just gave you that. And you all know who are older what I'm talking about. Whenever you got knocked out or you kind of sizzly a little bit, they pop that ammonia, put it in your nose, and you're ready to go. And you're back awake. Josh Allen wasn't the same. He get a concussion. Hey, he's your franchise quarterback. You giving him, what, $200 million or something or whatever you gave him? Pull him out the game. So what, you lose one. Okay. He came in, couldn't do anything, and you still lose the game by 3. I don't understand it, and a lot of it had to do with coaching down the stretch. Why are you throwing the ball when the other team doesn't have timeouts to give them the ball? Make them burn timeouts or make them run. You wasted. You could have waited. You three incomplete passes. You stop the clock. At the end of games, you run the clock when you have the lead. Force them to go down the court or go down the field. Sean McDermott, once again, I think terrible decision coaching-wise, not only playing your best player, but clock management was just awful. Absolutely awful. And I felt sorry for the Bills fans because you had a chance to go in there and get a W, and you didn't get it done, even though you sacrificed your quarterback. You still didn't get it done. Ravens and Bengals, what a hell of a game that was. Watching these two teams go at it, that pass to that Lamar made going out of bounds, throwing across his body in the end zone. Great play by him. I like him. And of course, Joe Burrow can't beat him at all. Lamar can't beat Patrick, and Patrick can barely beat Joe Burrow. And that goes to show you how teams work, how players are. It's funny. Lamar, only victory he has against Mahomes, it's only because Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled. They were running the clock down, want to go down, kick the field goal, end the game, and instead Clyde Edwards-Helaire runs into his offensive lineman and fumbles the football. Allows them to go down and win the ball game. That's how the one game he's got against Mahomes. Should have got this last one, but of course, toeing the line, and it's all about millimeters. Not inches, millimeters. Always about millimeters is what the game is about. Basketball, football, baseball, millimeters. Oh, that ball was just outside. Or if it had just been a little higher, he wouldn't have gotten in, he wouldn't have been able to rob the home run. Oh man, it barely missed hitting the foul pole for a home run. Oh, he was just barely out. Or he was barely safe. It's about millimeters, not inches. Millimeters. Raiders and Broncos. Broncos took care of business over the Raiders. And everybody's talking about Sean and Bo Nix. I don't blame Bo Nix. He's like, hell, I can't make him catch it. Now, Sean, of course, is like run the play. I want you to don't improvise. Sean is a more like a dictator. He said, he got some Ferris Bueller in him, which wasn't a negative deal. It was like Ferris Bueller kind of did his own thing. He's like, no, 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 no. Do what I'm telling you to do, and it will work. Well, Sean, what you older coaches sometimes have to realize the game, and that's what Andy Reid has always been able to do. He's adapted. Bill Belichick couldn't. As you get older, the kids today think differently. I know when I was coaching, the kids, as I got them, they were just different. I had to handle them differently. I quit coaching after 10 years. I got to the point where it was just frustrating for me more, the parents than the kids, because I still do my training, still have my academy. But for the most part, for coaching, it's just so much harder because you have to coach the kids differently. You have to treat them differently. And I always did. My philosophy on coaching is really simple. Just because I can yell at you doesn't mean I can yell at you. Just because I can say this to him doesn't mean I can say it to you. You have to coach them differently. Like there's some people I could yell at, some people get in their face, some people have to give them a hug and wrap them like, pull them out of the game. Hey, come here, sit down. Hey, this is how you do it. Talk to them in a nice, soft voice. So you have to handle kids differently. You have to handle these players differently. You have to do everything all differently. You just got to. That's the only way to make it work. The only way to make it work. Then, of course, the Cardinals and Niners, Kyler. He's a beast. He's a beast. I love Kyler. All 5'9" or 5'10" of him. He is an absolute monster. Love that kid. I always loved him. Loved him when he was at OU. I thought he was better than Baker. That's just me. But the Baker people at OU, they love Baker. Baker, touchdown maker. They love him. But if Baker continues to get back to his old Baker cocky self, he's going to be in trouble. Like the humble Baker, don't like the cocky Baker. Giants and the Seahawks, nice win by the Giants. Nice win by the Giants. Without everybody, they still got the W. Without neighbors. Now, what that basically tells me is the Seahawks overlooked them. And I've been guilty of that myself. And so have you. I don't think any athlete has not been guilty of overlooking his opponent at least one time. Thinking this was going to happen and that happened. Nobody can really say that did not happen to them at some point. And that's a fact. I'm just saying. Great win by the Giants. They're coming up there, and they're sticking in there. But the Seahawks, you can't afford to lose that game at home to the Giants. You got to get a W, but you can't overlook teams. And I tell people all day long, you overlook a team and a team that you're better than, that you should beat. You give them the opportunity to believe that they can play with you. And once they believe they can play with you, you're in trouble. Packers and the Rams. Packers got lucky. The Rams, McVay is ridiculous. He really is. Matt Stafford, ridiculous. They have no receivers. They have everybody beaten up. And quite frankly, they took them to the rim. And the Packers got lucky to get away with one right there. Got lucky. But, of course, how hurt is Jordan Love really? He's throwing off his back foot, not really putting any pressure on him. He's got to take care of it. He's got to do better than that. But once again, this is only his second year playing. So what has he played? 15 games or something, 14 games. So he needs more games. Cowboys and the Steelers, what a game that was. I know my guy Drew Henthorne is all excited about what happened in that game. And let me give myself a clap to the Cowboys and your boy Drew. Congratulations on them boys handling their business. I didn't necessarily, I wasn't overly, what the hell is the word I'm looking for? I wasn't overly impressed with the Cowboys, but once again, they got the victory, and that's what matters. They got the victory, and so let me take my hat off to them. But for the most part, I'm like, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't something I'm going to write home about and just go, oh, man, the Cowboys were so spectacular. I'm not doing that. But anyway, congratulations to the Cowboys. That was a nice victory over the Steelers. The Cowboys tried to give it to them. But once again, the quarterback that they have. But, you look at Dak. What did he do? Drove him down the field, last 2 minutes, got the W. Great job of him falling on the ball. That could have been the end of the game for them. He got the ball back, got him a couple more plays. Boom, hits the guy for the end zone. He missed Tim Tolbert earlier. was the second down or third or second down or whatever. He had him wide open in his zone and missed him the first time. So the second time he did get the deal done. Congratulations to the Cowboys getting that victory. So I will say this overall, and the football was fantastic. I enjoy. I mean, when I was at the gym and people were coming to Tennessee lost, Alabama lost, but I'm like, wait, what? USC lost. I'm like, what? Who? Wait, what? USC lost, Tennessee lost, Alabama lost. I said, are you serious? They're like, yeah. And when you look at it, I mean, the Arkansas game, I could have seen that was a possible loss. But come on, USC to Minnesota, Alabama to Vanderbilt. I didn't see any one of those. I didn't see any one of those losses. But it did happen, and it was. And then, of course, the WNBA is almost to the finals. And I will say this. I love watching the W. I do. WNBA, they call it the W. Got away for you guys who didn't know that. They call it the W. And I will say this. The playoffs, now the New York Liberty are waiting on the winner of Game 5 between the Lynx and the Sun. The winner of that will play the Liberty, who is the number 1 overall seed. Now they're going back to Minnesota with the game. Connecticut got a great win last night to be able to win them. But my thing is this. With Ionescu and Breanna Stewart, how the hell they haven't won one already? I don't understand that. How the hell have you not won one already? You have 2 of the top 5 players in the league, and you don't have, I mean, what? Maybe top 10 players in the league, and you haven't won a chip yet? But they seem to have fought back from what happened to them last year, and they seem to be very focused. And there's a lot of times it takes that. It takes your butt getting kicked. It takes you losing a game that you should not have lost to come back. I know that happened to me in high school. I lost my junior year to Law Nike, and we got cheated, no question. And what happened, I'm sorry. I mean, we're up 3 with no three-point line, and the guy just runs by. A guy didn't even touch him, and the referee calls a foul. Didn't even touch him. Now, you wouldn't have been able to get away today in college. Now, high school, yes. Didn't even touch him. He didn't get near him. Referee called a foul who didn't like us, and that sent it in overtime. We got beat. Of course, I got fouled out immediately in the overtime just like that. I mean, within the first, 30 seconds or something. It was stupid. But anyway, Liberty waiting on the winner between the Lynx and the Sun tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow when it comes down to it. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about everybody's favorite, including mine, the NBA. Because guess what? It started. And we got a big game tonight for our Thunder in their first preseason game for us to get a look at what they're going to see and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on what I'm thinking in that game and what I think is going to happen. So let's go ahead and thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to be behind the scenes. If you have a new complex that you're building, hey, hit these guys up. They'll make sure that it's laid out properly, all the planning is done, all the things will work so you don't have to worry about flooding or anything like that. And also, if you have a water treatment plant, they'd love to come in and make sure that your community has fresh water. Who the hell doesn't like fresh water? I like fresh water. You like fresh water. Come on, get you some. Hit our guys up over at SRB. My guy, Mark Long. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother, or if you have needs for website. They have done our MC Sports Network logo website. Now we do have the stuff available for sale. If you want your Matt Clark Academy or hashtag Just Saying stuff, go ahead and hit our guys up over there, and all the prices are there so you can order your stuff, and y'all can quit yelling at me about where's my shirt. I'll buy one. Well, now you can go down and buy one. Go buy one, hit our guys up, go to our website, www.mcsportsnetwork.com, and do that. And we want to thank our guys over at Collaborative Logic and Russell Williford for taking care of that. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy, Jose Fierro. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my boy up. He would love to take care of you. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. So hit those guys up. They'll love to take care of you. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Hit those guys up. Or you can go into the main bank. They're fighting at 5 locations. The main bank at 401 M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway, and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. Miami Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40, just south of I-40. Can't miss it right there, right in front of the hospital. And then Miami Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany, between Rockwell and MacArthur. And of course, Elm Grove Clothing and my guy Jonathan Binkley Triplet. If you got needs for suits or shirts or pants or tuxedos, hit my guy up for a custom suit. He took care of us, took care of me for the John F. K. Awards, which was great. So I appreciate my guy Jonathan Binkley Triplet. You can call him at 405-332-8787. I suggest text him and tell him who you are and what you're looking for, and he can come out and get you a custom suit for a good price. Or email info at Elm Grove Clothing, sales at Elm Grove Clothing, either one of those, and here's the P.O. Box. But I say go ahead and text my guy, Jonathan Binkley Triplet, 405-332-8787. Now, that being said, like I said, the NBA season is here. Yes, yes, yes. And all of you all, including me, or just like me, I have this sour taste in my mouth what happened in Dallas against the Mavericks last year. And I think a lot of us want to get vengeance for what happened. We don't like the fact that we got beat. We're not excited about the fact that we got beat. We don't like the fact that we got beat. Okay? We don't. And we cannot wait for the NBA season to start for us, which of course is tonight for the Thunder. And I'm excited. And I know you guys are too, because I can't wait. Because to me, I'm still frustrated that happened. We play the Spurs tonight at 7 p.m. on Bali, and of course it's on NBA TV. And everybody's like, oh, we're on NBA TV. I go, no, we're on Bali. If you don't have Bali in your deal, you can watch NBA TV. But we have the Spurs. We're minus 5.5 point favorites. Of course, we are in San Antonio. Over-under is 151.5 for the Thunder. So my guy Drew Henthorne of Husker Drew Picks is not here to give us the stuff on that, but I'm going to stay away from the game because it's preseason. I mean, if you're really into it, I guess you can gamble on the game. I mean, that's preseason. I don't know how much our guys are actually going to play. I know that in the other deals I've watched other teams, their starters play, but they switched them up. Like, you're not playing these two together. Maybe not playing Giannis, you're playing Dame. You come back next game, you play Giannis, so you're not playing everybody together, as you already know. But the Thunder need to play together because we need to see how well players are playing together. So that's kind of how I look at it. So here are the games today. The Magic and the Pelicans are currently playing each other at the moment. And the Pelicans are minus 1 point favorites, so we'll see what's going to happen in that game. But if I had to guess, and if I had to take my number, I'm going to probably take the Pelicans before I haven't even seen the score, so I don't know. I could be 100% wrong. I'm going to look it up real quick just to be able to give you the scores. The Pelicans are up by 4. With 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They're beating the Magic, so I was right. I take the Pelicans. Hey, man, I like that. I'm starting off the right way. Like that game, of course, is on NBA TV with 4 minutes left. The Pelicans are up 94-90 over the Magic. Of course, the reserves are playing right now. Then, of course, tonight you've got the Grizzlies and the Mavericks in Dallas. Mavericks +5 over the Grizz. I think, the West is just going to be, that's a preseason matchup already. And, of course, the Magic are in the East. But you've got the Pelicans, you got the Grizzlies, you have the Mavericks, you have the Thunder, you have the Spurs, you have the Rockets, and you have the Jazz. So you only have one Eastern Conference team playing today. Pelicans West, Grizzlies West, Mavericks West, Thunder West, Spurs West, Rockets West, Jazz West. So it's going to be a matchup, and I'm looking forward to that Grizzlies. I think +5 is a lot because Ja is probably going to come out on fire. That's my guess, kind of like Dame was last night for Milwaukee. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen there. So tonight is I cannot wait. Now, of course, I'm going to be watching the Thunder Spurs, which of course at the same time is at 7, but it's going to be on Bali. And the game of Grizzlies is on NBA League Pass is what LP is for. LP is for League Pass, NBA TV, and NBA League Pass, which I have them both. So I have NBA. I have all three actually. I have Bali, I have League Pass, and I have NBA TV. So whatever game I want to watch, I can. I just need to get my setup to where Drew is, where you got to multiple TVs. You can watch multiple games. I need to figure out how the hell to do that. I can't really do it here in my office. I guess I could. I could put up two TVs. I could put one there and one over there, but Ace likes to sit with me on the couch. So where you give up your doggy time with your boy and be separate and let him go in his own room and watch it on his queen size bed, or I guess I could be a nice dad and let him watch the game with me on the couch while he sleeps on the couch and gets rubbed. He doesn't watch the game. He don't really care. And then, of course, Rockets and the Jazz tonight. Rockets, the Jazz are +4. Rockets, I think they're going to be a scary, scary team. And, of course, Nathan and I talked about that earlier this year, how we thought the Rockets are going to be a surprise team. I think they're going to be scary. I really do. They make me nervous. I mean, they're young. They've got a good coach. I think they're going to be a scary team. I just do. I think they're going to prove themselves defensively. They're crazy athletic, and they can score with anybody. But matching up defensively, they've got to get stops, and I think that they will do that. So, that being said, here are the NBA scores thus far up till today. Okay, and of course I gave you the score earlier, and I'll give you the final score once that's done between the Pelicans and the Pacers. I mean the Magic. Well, the Celtics took care of business over the Nuggets, 107-103. And I tell you, the Celtics, they just reloaded. They're ready to go. They're ready to add more. I just don't think. I know they don't think they like the fact that everybody goes, oh, well, you should have played Denver, blah, blah, blah. That should have been the NBA Finals and this and that. Those reasons why y'all won because y'all didn't play them, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You play who you're supposed to. You play who's in front of you. So, but the Celtics took care of business 107-103 against the Nuggets. And I don't think the Nuggets are as good this year as they were last year. I think they took a step back. They lost some players. I think it matters. That's just me. You still have Jokic, Gordon. You still have Gordon. Yes. You still have Michael Porter Jr. Yes. Okay. You added Russell Westbrook, which I don't think is a positive. I think that's a negative, even though he didn't play. Then, of course, the T-Wolves and the Lakers. And I think the T-Wolves are going to be much better without Karl Anthony Towns. The question is whether Rudolph can stay healthy, because if he is, that's going to be a hand. That's going to be a hand, not Zach Rudolph, but oh my God, my mind just went blank. My Lakers drafted him and then let him go. Oh my God, Randall. So we're going to see what he's going to do there with them. And then, of course, LeBron and his son played together, and they're making a big deal of that. I'm like, whatever. His son shouldn't be in the league. He's not good enough. That's a fact. And they try to compare it to Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr. Ken Griffey Sr. was a very, very good player. Played in the league multiple years, had nothing to do with his son. His son came in the league and is one of the all-time best players in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so that's a difference. Whereas the flip side with LeBron, he's in the going to be in the Hall of Fame. His son, if he wasn't for him, he would not be in the league. He would not be in the league. He needed to stay in college, but of course LeBron, once again, crafting his image. It's all about crafting. It's funny that LeBron has to brag about and always is doing about how he's the GOAT and he's got the king and all got people talking about it. Jordan never talks about that. When you're the best, you don't have to talk about it. Tom Brady's like, they got this commercial on Fox, promoting Tom Brady being the GOAT. Dude, when you don't have to, that when you're the best, you don't have to talk about it. People talk about it for you. You don't have to do commercials. You have to do none of that. The reason why you're doing that is because you don't really believe that you are, and you've got to promote it. That's what you're doing. When you know you're the man, you don't have to promote you being the man. You don't have to. So I'm out on that. And I'm out on the Lakers until he's gone. Warriors and the Clippers. And yes, Randy, I'm going to say it. Congratulations. What is it? Waters run free. Waters are flowing, or whatever you said. I can't even think about it. Whatever. My guy, the commander, Randy Wright, talking about Lindy Waters. Great, nice game-winning shot against the Clippers, of course. Lindy always played well in preseason. It's when the season starts that matters. Nuggets, Celtics. We'll see. We'll see. Celtics smash the Nuggets again. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not too big on the Nuggets in this year and what they lost. Knicks and Hornets, man, oh man. Knicks and Hornets. Hornets took care of business. The Knicks took care of business. They're loaded. I like their team. I really do. I like what they're doing, and the Hornets are just the Hornets. They're just a mess. Wizards, Raptors. The Raptors are a scary good team. The Wizards are who they are. They're just blah, blah, blah. The Bucks And the Pistons, I did watch that game, and I'm sorry, the Pistons, Cade Cunningham is a beast. I mean, he's just an absolute monster. But I just don't understand. I just don't see it. We'll see what happens in that game, but I don't know how that's going to work out for the Pistons. They're loaded with talent. They're young. They're athletic. They've got a good coach. We'll see if Bickerstaff can get them where they need to be. Suns, Lakers. Suns took care of business against the Lakers. Would have shot the Lakers of the Lakers 0-2, but you can't really do. It's preseason. What do you think? It's preseason. I can't really get high. I can't get low. Cavaliers, Blazers. Actually, keep the Lakers 0-3. I'm sorry. They lost to the Kings, too. But the Cavaliers 109, Blazers 95. The Blazers, they're young. They just, I just don't have a lot to say for them about what they can do. I'm just not that big of a fan. But that being said, my main focus tonight or today is on one team. That would be the Thunder. How I'm looking forward to seeing how Caruso plays. How does Hardenstein? How do they fit in? What's going to be your second unit? But so the question is, are the Thunder going to do what every other team does? Maybe not play everybody tonight. Then on Wednesday, maybe play everybody since it's the first home game, which I'm looking forward to going to on Wednesday to see our first home game. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, really. And like I said, we'll probably do a show tonight. Just to kind of see what it looks like if the players play enough. I don't know if they're not going to play. Then if they're not going to play more than 10 minutes, I mean, what the hell am I going to talk about? I don't care about the backups. We already saw Summer League. I've seen that. We already commented on that. So we'll see what happens tonight, whether we're going to do after the Storm the OKC Thunder show. So we'll see how much the guys play. But I'm very interested in, number one, who your starting lineup is going to be if everybody plays. If everybody doesn't play, then it's not going to matter. So the question is, are you going to start Dort and not play Caruso? Or are you going to play Caruso, not start Dort, or not play Dort? What are you going to do? How's that going to flow? So I'm interested to see how the Thunder handle that part of it, the process, because I know that we should be able to do whatever the hell we want simply because of what we have available. Okay? So I'm interested to see that, number one. Number two, I want to be able to see that if Hartenstein and Caruso, which I think they should play, just so we can get some sort of chemistry, because we just started practicing last week, 6 days ago. So there's no way in hell you can really have chemistry, even though they've been playing together street ball and pickup games and stuff like that. You've been doing that. And with the actual practice and you've been splitting up and going at each other, which I'm sure Caruso and Dort have been doing everything possible, and I'm sure that J-Dub is going to get SGA and do what he can do, because it's a matter of understanding, in the pickups, who's the man, who you going to go with. Now, I know the Thunder want J-Dub, and we've talked about this. I just don't believe they're going to pay SGA the $400 million, and if they do, they're going to trade him. They don't want to pay him $400 million. I just don't believe they do, which is ludicrous to me. It's ludicrous, first of all, somebody's making $80 million a year, but that's where it's going. And that's what all the reports are saying, is by the time it gets to SGA's time, and right now they're at, $63 million with 2 years to go. Then the next man up is going to be 65, 66. The next man up is going to be 68, 70 million. The next man up is going to be 75. And then by the time they get to him, it's going to be roughly $400 million. Now, of course, it's going to be at the end of it, where it's always backloaded at the end. Okay. Whether it's 80 million to 90 million 1 year or whatever, and it's going to be whatever the team can get to that end of that crazy year at the end. As the end of the contracts are always bigger number than at the beginning, but it's going to average out to basically 80 million a year, even though it may not be that much, but that's what it's going to end up being overall. So, but I'm just interested to see how you're going to do that, because I know that we've talked about what we thought the teams would be, what we thought everybody would be mixed together. And tonight I'm just literally excited just to see the flow of the team, how it's going to work, how are you going to fit what pieces together, who's going to play, who's not. Like I said, it all depends on who plays. Now, if everybody doesn't play, then yeah, we're not going to do a show tonight. But if everybody does play, we will. And then on Wednesday, we're definitely going to probably do a show, because I'm going to actually see them in person. Watching on TV is one thing. Watching in person is a completely separate thing, because my eyes are not lying to me. I'm actually watching what's going on, and I can see the back screens. I can see everything that's going on. So it's going to be better for me to be able to watch the game in that particular setting and how it's going to work. So, but anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying this edition of the Unpopular Hour. We're back. We're excited about all the graphics and basketball, little things that we've done to make things better, and we're going to upgrade as the season goes on. So I'm excited about everything that's happening here on the Unpopular Hour and after the storm. So that being said, hey, everybody have a fantastic afternoon. Enjoy yourself and be sweet, be smart, take care of your brother. Be kind to everybody in person that you can meet. You don't have to be a jackass. You can be kind. If somebody's even rude to you, just walk away. We don't have time for all that nonsense. Separation, we want to be togetherness, not separate. Together.